Hello, my name is Clara Murillo, and today I chose to do the assignment number 3, which is going to be to make a video explaining my lesson for the day to a hypothetical substitute teacher. Okay. So to whom this may concern, for example, substitute teacher, today you will be covering my sophomore's Spanish 2 class. It is a block schedule, so it's going to be 90 minutes. So today's lesson is just going to be a quick introduction to Spanish cultures all over the world. So what we're going to do is that we're going to kind of give, in summary, the students in groups, we're going to give them an assignment to research one Spanish-speaking culture or place. And then in groups, they're going to make a little quick presentation, put it together, and then share it with the class. That way, it's a quick and efficient way to get them familiar with the cultures and places and get them comfortable with it. The question that we should be asking them and that they should be thinking about throughout this whole assignment is, what are the similarities and differences between these countries or places? Do they dress the same? What two countries or cultures celebrate the same holidays? Do they sound the same? Do they dress similar or different? If so, how? So the moment they walk in the door, the first thing that they're gonna see is, or hear, is gonna be, there's gonna be a video playing, and it's gonna be a song of a certain Spanish-speaking culture. And then I'm gonna give them a minute to sit down, get acclimated to the environment. And then what we're gonna do is that we will popcorn, just pick on whoever raises their hand and ask them, which culture do you think this song derives from? After this, odds are that they're not going to get it correct. But we just kind of want to get them intrigued and like knowing more about the culture. So I'm going to pick a really good song for you to put for them, which is going to kind of like, might just like, kind of have them a little off edge. Like, where is this from? Like, what are we listening to right now? That kind of thing. And then after that, there's going to be 10 minutes where I'm just going to use my popsicle sticks that are going to be right next to the whiteboard on the desk, okay? So there's going to be little popsicle sticks that you're going to pull names out of, and you're going to ask the question, which is going to be, can you guys name at least one country or culture or place that is Spanish speaking? And we're going to use the popsicle sticks to give everyone a fair chance to get time to speak. We're going to use them and call on someone if they want to. If they don't have an answer, they can get someone to help them out. They can give you the answer. After this, there's going to be 20 minutes to pass out a formative assessment that is right up here in the lesson. Where is it? It is right... where did I place it? So it's going to be the AP Spanish Cultural Comparison, which is right there. It's just a quick little Kahoot game to get them like a little familiar and get them a little kind of hooked on the assignment and on the cultures, kind of a little game, get them a little competition going, intrigued. And then after that, I'm going to have a presentation for them. It's going to be a PowerPoint that I will hand to you on just the different cultures, which is going to be right here. It's going to be this slide. It's called Spanish speaking countries. And there's a little bit about each country. That way they can kind of like get to know a little bit about the countries. So you're going to ask them to just hand out a piece of white paper and then tell them to take notes. To take notes as much as they can. So that's 20 minutes of just a presentation. There should be voices on it, so you don't have to worry about talking. And then after that, they will have 30 minutes to make a small presentation about the country or culture that they pick. The groups will be of max 4 people, because after that, they get a little rowdy. So the first, let's say 5 minutes of the 30 minutes that are going to be spent on the presentation are going to be to get them in groups and pairings. So they get to choose their groups, since it's kind of like, they kind of have to learn off of each other. They get one laptop from the laptop cart, which will be in the classroom. And they each know what assigned numbers they have for the laptops too. So they're going to have that. Once they have their group, they get to do research on it. we're looking for 5 key things about the culture. So we want to make sure that they have where it's located, their traditional foods, holidays, dances, and music. And then other than that, obviously they take Spanish because that's the culture. The presentation has to be, let's say, minimum of 3 minutes each. There shouldn't be that many groups, so 3 minutes each. They have plenty of time to come up with that much information about it. They can use flashcards to write down the information. And then after that, they have 20 minutes to one by one each group to present their findings. And then I have a bunch of snacks set up in the cabinet. So after that, the last 10 minutes of class should be used for closing. They can take the culture quiz again if they would like to, if there's a lot of free time. But my closing is gonna be I have snacks from different cultures of Spanish-speaking cultures. So I'll conclude by asking them while they're eating their snacks that I provided for them. I would like you to ask them what the cultures have in the same stuff, like how do they differentiate? And so it's gonna be basically a mini snack party, but also I want to keep like asking them so that it stays in their brains, similarities and differences. They get a little bit of taste and have something to remember each culture by. Okay. So there is a Spanish culture quiz right here that they can take while they are eating their snacks. And so for differentiated learners, there's a couple of students that don't speak that much Spanish. So it would be very helpful if you could translate it. Like when you're giving the instructions, I tend to give the instructions in Spanish, and then I tend to give just a quick run through in English, just in case anyone just didn't comprehend very good. And a lot of them, their first languages are English. So it would be very helpful if you could do it in Spanish first. And then if they're struggling, if you see that they're struggling, just kind of go ahead and do a little run through of it in English. For the ones that are more proficient, I would say to just ask them to do a little more research on the countries. I will give you a list of who as of now is more advanced in Spanish. So for the snacks, just last 2 minutes, make sure that you ask them to clean up their trash and stack their chairs, and that should be about it. Thank you so much for taking over my class, and I hope my students are great.